You're tuned in to a Grown Folks production.
In mix
With the commish, Nate.
And welcome back to OMFL Media Days, number 2 for the day, number 3 on the week, I guess. I don't know. OMFL Media Days. We're back, and we're with our buddy, Mr. Fleury. I cannot wait to jump into this one because I just found out this morning he's got a brand new team. So there's a whole bunch for us to talk about it. Mr. Fleury, how are we doing this morning? I have a feeling I'm like really jacking up how I'm supposed to say this. So you tell me how I'm supposed to say it.
Say what, Fleury?
Yeah, so I am saying it right.
Yep, it's just Fleury.
There we go.
And I'm doing good. How about you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. You got these broad shoulders. It looks like you'd be playing linebacker today for somebody in the NFL. So let's dive right into it and let's have some fun today. Congratulations, brand new team. I heard that you sort of weren't in love with anybody. Somebody wanted the Vikings. You went over to the Rams. Is that sort of how this played out?
Yeah, there was a conversation going on in chat from Penguins, just talking about how he didn't really feel attached to his team, and the Minnesota Vikings. It's not my team, my personal team. It's not a team that I really watch. I don't really care about them. I don't care about their rivalries. So when I found out that there was an actual fan that wanted to move over, I can play as dispassionately about one team as any other team, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you weren't the Saints kind of thing. So I figured whatever, if it makes his experience better, then I can play for the Rams. It's neither here nor there.
Well, it's been good to have you back here in the OMFL. Let's talk about Madden 24 just a little bit. What'd you learn about you? And you're moving into, a critically hard division now. You're going to be taking over a team that at some point is going to need some kind of rebuild. What do you think you learned from Madden 24 that's going to help you in Madden 25?
I've been thinking about this a lot since you showed me the pre-questions. And I think what I've learned from Madden 24 is that the way I used to do things in other games no longer works. And not only just for me, but I don't think the game allows it to work that much anymore. So I need to I've learned that I have to rebuild the entire way I think about building teams from the ground up, think about how I build my game plans and how I play the game. I've got to completely readjust. And you're right, I just yesterday realized who was in this new division I've just joined. And rebuilding from the ground up sounds a lot like 0-16 or 17. So we'll see, but yeah, I think I've learned what not to do thanks to Madden 24. So hopefully in Madden 25 I will figure out my path to success.
What do you think that is, though? What do you think is going to translate well, no matter kind of what team, what division? What do you think is going to go with you?
I think if I start, so I didn't start last Madden at the beginning. I kind of took over a team in the middle, so it was already not only torn down but pre-built.
Yep.
I think what I need to do now is really form a team around an identity, a specific identity, and just kind of go all in, as opposed to just picking up players that are better than the players I had. I think I got to bring my run game that I've always used and I got away from in Madden 24. I think I wanted to be a pocket passer, and it's just not me. I got to bring that with me to Madden 25. I need to figure out defense, which I think a lot of people had a problem with this game. It never felt like, no matter where you were in the ratings, like you'd look and you'd be like the 9th best defense, but it never felt like you were playing good defense, at least for me.
100%.
So I got to figure out how to do that, how to bring a defense that can be reliable to the game, and with that, with a run game that chews up a lot of minutes, hopefully I can find some way to slow the game down for me and kind of make time the enemy of my opponent.
I think you bring up a really good point about defense. And in the beta, they've introduced a lot of things that help the offense: better pocket, better running animations, better interactions. It's going to be interesting to see how much the new Hit Stick 2.0 is going to help the defense, and are we going to see much, much better defense? Let's talk about imports a little bit. You're moving over to the Rams, a team that's like got some pieces but sort of don't translate to Madden really well. What are you thinking is going to be the focus area as you start to think through your imports for Madden 25?
So I actually just posted my import before we started here.
I've seen that.
I'm going to be bringing Easton Paulson. He's a right tackle. He's got 2 years left on his rookie deal. I've never heard anybody complain about having too many good offensive linemen. And I know corners are premium in this league, but I just feel like if I can build an offensive line around, I guess it's Stafford in LA.
Yep.
And I have no idea who their running back is. I don't think they have one, at least not one to mention. So I've got to kind of figure that out. But if I can build out an offensive line, it gives me more pieces to move around and to try to figure out. So that's who I'm definitely going to be bringing with me, at least in the one. I think I don't 100% know how imports work in terms of the platinum thing. I think that's a conversation for off stream.
Yeah.
But this is the player I've chosen to bring. I just figure my defense is not going to get better if I have one good corner, but one good offensive lineman can really help solidify a unit that, you're right, is kind of all over the place. The Rams really did a number on their depth and their youth going for that Super Bowl, and so I'm trying to bring in somebody that can be plugged and played day one, no matter what kind of game we get.
And no more Aaron Donald, which isn't going to help that defensive situation that you were talking about. I would say really quick, everybody gets one import. So across the board, everybody gets one. If you played the last game of the season, you get a second that's got some kind of pre-qualifiers about overalls. And then if you are a platinum donating member, that means just donating $100 or more, then you get any player 90 overall, or I think it's 90 overall and lower. So anybody that's up to 90 overall, you get a third or possibly a second if you didn't get every game in. So pretty easy. And also that offensive lineman is usually a good pick, right? Like it's usually a good, solid, smart pick. It's not sexy, right? It doesn't feel sexy. Last year, I bought over a lot of unsexy imports, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, but you got to have those guys, man. We talked this morning with Nicehonger, right? Got to build those teams up front in the trenches. I think even with the high scoring, spread them out offenses and running quarterbacks and all of the stuff that we see in the NFL and college, the game is still won and lost in the trenches. And I think that's going to be true. I hope it's going to be true, especially as we move into Madden 25. I want to talk about some of the things that you were touching on when you thought about what you have to be better at in Madden 25 than you were in Madden 24. You talked about the running game, but maybe one other area that you think you're really going to have to get better at for you to compete in that division.
The big thing will be play calling in the pass game. I think part of my problem was that I kind of, when I was going through the playbooks and like building my own, I kind of found like 22 pass plays that I was like, oh, that could work for me. And I would pick every game, I would pick all of them. Like, I didn't want to leave one on the table because that could have been the one that turned the game around or something. And so when you're a run first guy, and then at the end of the game you look and you've thrown the ball 35 times and run 8, it doesn't really work. And there's a reason I was losing by 20 plus points. And I think that's something I really need to pay attention to in Madden 25 is getting back to basics on play calling, to, you know, worry about moving the sticks as opposed to trying to get all of these like really well designed plays in even when they don't make sense, because I don't want to forget one. You know what I mean?
I do. That makes complete sense. I'm not going to share this secret to anybody. It's just me and you talking here. That college football has sort of changed my perspective a little bit about playbooks. You know, I was one of those guys like, you got 500 plays, get as many formations, as many plays you can, have all of the options. And we're probably averaging, I don't know, 35 on the low end, 55 on the high end plays per game. So you're like, well, there's 450 plays I didn't even touch. And so I think for me, this Madden Fleury, I'm really going to start to think about, how do I simplify? Maybe not use all 500 in that offensive playbook, but how do I keep it to maybe 7 formations and, 70, 80, 90, maybe 150 plays somewhere in there? I don't know. It's just a thought of like simplify, find the things that you do really well, that your team does really well, and then just stick to it instead of sort of being all over the field, which I feel like I was for Madden 25. Now, this one's a bit tougher. You were in quite the unique division there that always seemed every single season was up in the air. And there was sort of a running joke that usually the winner out of that division was going to be 500 or below. And then Bill stepped in there and sort of owned it. And you just never could get those Vikings set up to find success. And now you're moving over to quite the division. You got Meek Boy over there. You got D-Money. He won 3 out of the 5 OMFL Bowls in Madden 24. Who do you think is going to be your biggest rivalry? Whether it's in division or not, who can you not wait to hit the field with and play against?
Who was the Arizona Cardinals?
Joker.
I don't. Oh, well then no, I'm screwed in that division.
It doesn't get any easier.
I'm excited to play literally anybody that's not in my division, because I'm going to start the season 0-6 every year. So those other 11 games are going to be incredibly important for me to find 8, 9, 10 of them to sneak into a wildcard spot if I want to try to make any kind of run. The division it's so difficult. I didn't even realize Joker was in the division. I didn't look for Arizona because I don't think of Arizona very often. But yeah, that's a murderer's row right there. I think I got played a little dirty. I didn't realize what I was signing up for.
Arguably the best division in the OMFL. Those are top dogs. Joker could win any other division, hands down, any year. Yeah, he just stuck between two guys that like win 80 and 90% of their games every single Madden season, much less Madden cycle. Madden 25, did you get to play the beta at all?
I didn't. I got to watch a lot of people talk about it. Obviously, I've been paying attention to everything that you and Maniac and all them have been saying about the game, but I didn't get a hands-on experience. So I'm hoping. Some people have said that some things from NCAA or from College Football 25 are similar. Obviously, not the passing game, but like it's more fluid, maybe not as fast, but I've been hearing stuff like that, so I'm hoping that my time playing that game will help me like transition a bit. But I'm excited-ish. It's kind of hard to get excited on the back of Madden 24.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a new game. It's a chance to start everything kind of fresh. I'm just kind of hoping for a game that plays the way it needs to play most of the time, and I've heard it's more fluid, which is nice. We'll, as you said, we'll see about the hit stick and how their real-time physics thing works. But I mean, right now it's just kind of all hypothetical until we get game in hand.
I think with you really wanting to focus on the run, you should be happy with what Madden 25 does. The run does feel much better. The game is a step in the right direction. It is not a leap. It is not a jump. It is the step in the right direction. It does feel like they've progressed it, and it does give me hope that they are starting to figure it out over there. I think Madden's always going to suffer from two things: legacy coding and not able to sort of take time off to really redo the game. The NFL is never going to let them take a season off, and they're just going to have to keep pumping out games. And that makes it very difficult to fix legacy issues or pump tons into the game. I know everyone's excited about college football 25, but we got to know that game took 3 to 4 years to become a reality, and Madden is just never going to be given that. And EA's never shown that they're going to hire a whole second team to work on a new game while the other ones keep the other one going. So, and if that ever leaked out, man, you think pitchforks are out now. I think pitchforks would be out even worse if they found out that one game is on life support while they build a brand new game. People would just stop buying it. But it is what we have been given, and until things change, we're going to keep fighting through it. But man, what we don't have to fight through is the fact that you're still with us, and I appreciate that. Thank you for making time for me. Thanks for being on the show. Cannot wait to see what you can do with those Rams, but keep your chin up, man. You might take a couple on the chin, but I believe you can compete with those guys and make it earn it every single season. So I'm pulling for you.
Thanks, buddy. It was good to be here.
There you have it. Mr. Fleury of your St. Louis, listen to me, Los Angeles Rams. They haven't been in St. Louis in a very, very long time, Nate. You need to get with it. Yeah, there you have it. Another media day. Short and sweet. Just me and Fleury right now. But we're going to be back tonight, 8 p.m. Central Time. We've got a big show there. I think we've got Bill. Let's see. We might have Maniac. That one's sort of in the air. But we've got, I think, Bill, Bird, Big Hurt. That's the other one. So Bill, Bird, and Big Hurt, those are going to be our three guys tonight. Let me make sure there's nobody else, because we were adding kind of people. Maybe Maniac. That one's up in the air. So make sure that you come back and hang out with us. OMFL Media Days, man, I love this. This is my favorite thing that we do every single season. We interview all of the owners. We talk about what happened in Madden 24. We look forward to Madden 25. The guys are excited. You get to put some faces and some voices with some names. Makes it real, makes it personal, gives us a little more patience with each other. It's my favorite thing that we do, and I hope you're enjoying this series. Come back tonight, hang out with me some more. I love you. I appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of those around you. Know that you matter to me. All right, we'll see you tonight. Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.